Hey guys, I'm about to break the internet with this one. And any of those ideas you have about religion, oh, it's not about religion. It's about relationship with your creator. All right, guys, I guess I'm going to blow your mind. This story is supernatural. I had an encounter with God back on 1/7/24, the day of Epiphany. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I found out later. But that day, I come home from work, and on my bedside, after I put all my stuff down, I walk out of the room. I walk back in, and out of nowhere, my grandfather's obituary paper is just sitting there. And I turned to my wife and I said, "Where did you find this?" And she said, "What?" I said, "This right here. This my grandfather's obituary paper." She said, "I didn't put that there." I was like, "What?" I took a photo because I knew instantly that was something supernatural. It just showed up out of nowhere. Well, years before this, a prophet had prophesied over me. She said all these things. I thought she was crazy. I videotaped 10 minutes of it, put it on my Facebook, forgot about it. I found it 5 years exactly to the day after this happened. So a few months after this showed up out of nowhere, I didn't even know what this meant on my bedside until the day before my mom passed away. Follow me down this yellow brick road if you want to see the truth. So, in the beginning of the video that I found, the prophet said, "Today is my father's birthday, so it's significant that the father is talking to us." I was like, all right, whatever, weird. I'd listened to the prophecy video multiple times before my mom passed away. I'd amplified the volume, and the day before my mom passed away, I'm sitting by her bedside. My stepdad is right there with me, and my mom's non-responsive. She hasn't responded 6 days, eating or drinking. Drink. My stepdad looks at me. He said, "Today is my father's birthday." And my mind was like, whoa. But the father's about to talk to us. Oh, and he sure did talk to us. I reiterated this story I told him already. I've already told you multiple times, but TikTok keeps losing it. Like, I'm about to lose it. I'm kidding. But truly, TikTok has multiple times messed this up. Thanks, TikTok. Anyway, so I reiterated a story I once told my stepdad because I knew the father was going to talk to us, but not out loud. He's speaking through his word, speaking through people all the time. You might entertain angels and never know it. So I told him about this story of a man right after my encounter the same month. A lot of people thought I was crazy. Sounds crazy, hearing Mother Mary's voice, hearing the Father's voice. I went to the YMCA. There was a man sitting there in the hot tub all by himself wearing a cross necklace. Elderly gentleman sitting there. Oh, I introduced myself, said, "Hey, I'm Kyle." He said, "Hey, I'm David." Just so happened to be my stepdad's name. But next thing I said to him was, "God spoke to me." I didn't say anything about hearing a voice, Mother Mary's voice. And he said, "I believe you." He said, "I once knew a guy in Vietnam that was in a foxhole during the war and wanted to take his life. Then he heard a woman's voice say, 'Don't give up.' His mother was with her family across the world, and she said exactly what he heard, and she didn't know why she said it until a week or two later they got a letter in the mail. Saying that he heard exactly what his mom said. In this moment, it blew my mind. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, because I didn't tell this guy that I heard a woman's voice or anything like that. I knew in that moment it was my mom. And later, I even confirmed that it was Mother Mary. Keep listening, guys. This is going to get crazy. So I come home. I'm so excited to tell my wife this news. I'm be like, look, man, I'm not crazy. Some old 85-year-old man at the YMCA told me that he knew a guy in Vietnam that heard his mother's voice from across the world. Yeah, I told her that. How do you think she took it? She was like, "Oh, you're crazy." And I thought, I know it sounds crazy. No, it seems impossible. And I thought to myself, and I said, honey, I goes on my knees in the kitchen. I said, honey, but you're the one that got me the cross that hangs from my rear view that says, with God, nothing is impossible. And I said, if it was possible for him to do it in Vietnam for this guy, he could do it right now when I had bad news about my mom going to be passing away soon from hospice. I was like, God can do anything. It says nothing is impossible with God. And it gave her some reassurance and some comfort, as the Word of God does. So I'm reiterating all this to my stepdad. I've already told him the story about the guy at the YMCA, but I reiterated all of it because I knew that God was about to speak to us. And I'm not a theologian. I didn't know what Bible verse that was hanging from my rear view on that cross my wife got. So I'm Googling it right now. With God, nothing's impossible. And it pops up. It's Luke 1:37, but it pulled up 38 also. And the very next line said, Mary said. I said, look, David, it was Mary. Look, she's saying it. She's still speaking. Beyond those pages. But I had to get away. I left. He didn't quite see it as much as I see it. Because it's for me. Trying to convince somebody of your own supernatural encounter. This is hard to even put in words. I've been working on writing a book on it. This is difficult. Just like the resurrection would be difficult to write about. So I'm telling him all this. But so I left. I pick up my son. My mom spoke over my son's life. Days after he was born, she looked up his stars. And they said he was going to be an important figure in the end of this age. And like it or not, we are mystics. We are connected to what God created. And it's set in motion, predestined before the foundation of the earth. And I have proof. I told Wyatt everything that had happened. We were going to church on Wednesday night. I was taking him to a church I just started going to that believed in prophecy. 3 Oaks. And right at the end of the sermon, the pastor started talking about a man digging foxholes. I knew. I just told Wyatt even about the man in the foxhole heard his mother's voice. Just more confirmation. A few months passed by. And, my real dad, not my stepdad, he also thought I was crazy hearing Mother Mary's voice. It's not up to me what God does. He thought I was crazy on my mom's side, maybe manic, maybe a little too much energy, crazy Kyle. But this is the awesome part. My first cousin on my dad's side said he went to a Fatima shrine in nearby his hometown. If you don't know, that's actually built, all those shrines are built after encounters of apparitions of Mother Mary these 3 kids had in 1917. He told me he got home, he sat down, he started to relax, and he heard the most beautiful woman's voice he'd ever heard say, Jonathan, don't be afraid. And he didn't even know I was describing the woman's voice that I heard as the most beautiful voice I'd ever heard. And he knows it was Mother Mary. And that night I encountered God. One of the last questions I asked him, I said, where is Mother Mary now? And he said, outside of you. And I wasn't thinking about my Mama Mary. I was thinking about Mother Mary. And I knew, and I know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, she is the Virgin Mother, that she gave birth to Christ, that he lived a sinless life for you, that he died on that cross, that he descended into Hades, that he got the keys to death, grave, and sin. And he resurrected on the third day and then ascended to the Father. Turn to him. He absolutely loves you guys. I do too. No, it's about relationship with him, not about religion at all. God bless.